Expected to see from Tahad Pettiford, but getting one to go early could pay big dividends.
Sherrill could not handle the entry pass into the paint, picked off by the Tigers.
I think the key player, when I look at Auburn, has the ball right there. If he has a big day, they're going to win. They're 6-0 this year. In 6 games, they hit 100.
Long one by Hall. The three-pointer won't go for Keyshawn Hall, who's averaging 21 and 7. Both of these teams can soar, as Dick pointed out, wriggling inside for the basket. That's Amari Allen.
And a beautiful find from Labaron. Philon dropping the dime right there. He has become such a much better player as a facilitator and, of course, the #1 scorer in the SEC.
Absolutely. Great pass there, and I'll tell you one thing. You look at Allen. Allen was a talented young diaper dandy.
6'8" freshman out of Green Bay, Wisconsin. We know which football team he roots for. Overton couldn't get it to go. Going in strong. Rebound picked off by Keyshawn Murphy, who's 6'10". Pettiford got a good look and a whistle on the deck there with 17:22 to go first half.
I look at the first few minutes of this game. I don't see them holding the ball. I see them up and down the court. Really, and that's exactly what Alabama wants, to play that tempo. I think it's very difficult to hold the ball against them. They speed it up with the pressure defensively. Pettiford struggling shooting.
Hall got it inside, swatted away by Sherrill as he went airborne.
Sherrill with now 51 blocks on the season. OB, I believe he had 8 last year. Had 8 in multiple games this season alone.
And he's a rim protector.
Got tied up and throws it away. Picked off by Williams Adams, and he goes high for the slam.
Oh, great play right there, man. A terrific play defensively, and he finished it off, and they love it down here, the Tiger fans. Oh, they love it.
Very talented freshman as well from Houston, Texas. Philon trying to get inside. Short jumper went. After 3 years as a professional, want to get both of your opinions on this, because everybody's hot about it one way or the other, depending on who you talk to. Philon, 6'4" sophomore, with a one-hander to knock
him, and have faith and fight your ass off. He can stroke it, Curry. Not as good as you, but he can stroke it.
Philon trying to answer, and does from way downtown. Philon looking to answer. Alabama needs somebody to get hot, as Auburn opens it up to an 8-point advantage. He'll drive it, and against tough D, knocks it in.
Great body control by Philon, attacking the basket right there, taking advantage of the mismatch. Keyshawn Murphy, a very good defender, but tough for him going up against the SEC's leading scorer at the top of the key.
Not only that, he's rated to be a top 15 choice in the NBA draft. Philon. Philon's a very lethal offensive player.
An assist. And
they know one thing. They're going to have the license to shoot the rock. You would have loved that, Corey.
Oh, I didn't even need the license, Dickie V. But I would have loved earlier this year, and Alabama beat St. John's in the second game of the season. So as you mentioned, that common denominator, having that win, which would be a very quality win.
Knocked away from him, and Alabama comes away with it. So the Tide down 4 here on the Plains. Philon took some contact, got it up there, a lot of iron, but it falls away.
He is becoming a flat-out superstar for Rick Barnes. We'll be there in a couple weeks to go check him out.
Aikworth averaged 20 a game with John Calipari's Razorbacks.
Well, don't look now, but Auburn has bolstered their lead to 10. Alabama looking for an answer.
Unbelievable scouting report.
I've been fortunate to be able to sit in during a film session of Auburn scouting report. He absolutely has their attention, and they are locked in.
Well, from the corner, and buries a 3.
A key to the success of the Crimson Tide.
Bo Bowen missed the Texas A&M game with a leg injury. He got knocked around a little bit early in this game. Philon going up there with the pass and the slam. Bediako nailing that one, the 7-footer.
Philon with a beautiful find as he got into the painted area. I'm sure most people thought that was a shot, but he understands Bediako can go well above the rim to finish it off.
Oh, with a kick out for Overton. Thought he got fouled on the play as it came off his hand awkwardly, but no whistle. Alabama with some nice momentum here down the stretch of the first half. Get another triple in the air, and it's Mullen again.
Three more, but you got to construct the rock.
Philon with a drive, lost it, and he was hit on.
With the SEC's leading scorer starting to heat up here, not only with the scoring, but his playmaking as well at the end of the first half.
Missing that front end.
Hey!
Speaking of Greg Sankey and the SEC, huge women's matchup going down tomorrow. When you consider Tennessee going to South Carolina on Super Bowl Sunday, super matchup.
Slam as he rolls to the basket. Bediako with an easy one.
Well, he's got a couple of easy ones today, but he's made it easy by moving really well without the ball. I mean, let's face reality. He's a big help to this team. There's no doubt about it. Hasn't shown record-wise yet, but you get a 7-1 player. There isn't a crack, a little text message laughing. He's, I like that. I like that.
So you already have one, is what you're telling. OB, how did we get left off that list?
Not sure. I'm personally hurt. It's one of my partners that what a night we had at Kentucky with Charles Barkley. But Alabama now on top, 58-54. They have turned the tide here. Way downtown, Pettiford nothing but net.
I like that. He needed that. I think, Corey, you were a shooter, a scorer. I think psychologically he sees those numbers and it affects you mentally every time you shoot.
What's the SC challenge against NC State?
Overton really likes that zone. He's a shooter, man. Get spacing in that zone, he's going to drill it.
Tied at 60.
What passion this place. You can feel it. I can feel it. Look at this.
Philon.
Look at that. A top 15 pick.
He has it swatted away.
Oh, Mr. Bennett's heating it up. He said those stats are going to go up and up. No, he's no 18% shooter at three-point range. No way.
17 points for him. Allen, yes, a three.
As a diaper dandy, he's a good one.
But Tahad Pettiford just puts his head down in disappointment that he allowed Allen to shoot that three. The scouting report of Stephen Pearl says do not let him have it.
Look at
that.
This ball great.
The key player that can stroke the three, score up the drive.
Hall between the legs, fires it up there. In and out. Rebounded away by Philon.
Philon is so talented. You're right, Obi, you're right. He deserves more national publicity.
Off the rim and a whistle and a rebounding fray with 9:47 on the clock here. And a 2-point lead for Alabama. And still to come, the Tigers highlighting our SEC Network Tuesday night. A doubleheader. They'll be hosting number 15 Vanderbilt. 7 o'clock Eastern, so already playing one of the top two schedules in America. And number 21 Arkansas against LSU, the ESPN and the app.
And we got the number 1 toughest schedule for Alabama. Number 2, Kenny Pomeroy does a great job.
How about the
start in Virginia can analyze and break that down because you know that feeling.
Because
see, I never drove like that.
But Siddiqui B, the reason I say that is because thinking about doing that right now hurts just thinking about it for me. So I can only imagine what's it like. But you talked about Alabama's schedule. Look at this. Look who they've been able to play throughout this season.
Now they're beating St. John's, Illinois, Clemson, and Texas A&M. And how about Auburn's schedule? Ranked number 2. Second toughest schedule.
Yeah, thanks, Dad. Thanks. You enjoying all the food they give you in that studio, having a blast, and I got to be
opportunity to go at it here in front of a raucous crowd.
Alabama the ball. Holloway denied. Shot clock to 7.
Boy, they take that 3 away from Holloway. He wants it now. He wanted it.
Oh! Yes!
From down to Tuscaloosa.
Philon into the paint and a whistle before the shot.
Philon is just able to make a tough shot over the top. But that's one of the reasons why this young man leads the SEC in scoring, over 21 a game, and why he is on so many draft boards as a first-round pick. Number 15 right now in the NBA's mock draft. And when you consider that this young man came back to school, had a solid freshman year, would have been drafted last year, but came back to school and absolutely increased his draft stock.
Stay, and then stay again for Carolina and Duke.
Mullet hands off for Philon. He'll back it out. On the drive. What a tough angle. It spins out of the 10.
That baby.
5 to get up a
Pressure on the officials to make a call as he moves the basketball out of bounds. But they're saying there was contact that caused the turnover.
He has 22.
Wow, look at this here. Hey, people, you want a beautiful Porsche? You want to be eligible? Just go to v.org/Vital Raffle. v.org/Vital Raffle. And you help the V Foundation, but most of all, you help kids battling cancer. It's a dreaded disease. I know it. Battle 4 of them, and no child should go through that. I'm 86, man. No 10-year-old should have to battle that disease.
Philon will give it up. Mullet gets it back. Got to get a shot in the air. 5 to shoot now for Alabama. Philon outside the 3 has to heave it up there. Rebounded away by Auburn. And his internet. When he buys tickets, he's in the wrong section. Alabama by 1. And the basketball. Philon up top. He'll pull up and pop. Can't drain it. Rebound batted around. Good hustle.
Ball's played on. Ball's on Holloway.
Got to get a shot off. 2 to get one in the air. Philon, and that's a shot clock violation.
Well, they're driving it.
Hey, just think, people, after this game, North Carolina and Duke, then think after that game, Tennessee, Kentucky, and then after that game, think about, you'll see BYU, the score machine, the Mansa against Houston. I mean, if I was home and I was a young guy, I'd be sitting there with all day long, 4 hours watching every moment.
Allen, that is the really dynamic freshman. He is unlikely to play tonight. Aiden Sherrill, the very versatile stretch big, misfires. Latrell Wrightsell gets his team a new 20. Here goes Holloway. Mark Mitchell, as we mentioned before, goes for about 18 a game. He has been particularly effective in league play. After the turnover, here come the Tigers. Barrett, a driving kick over to Cruz. Watches that one go down and out. And Betty play. There's Phillips off the window, so he's got 4 quick ones.
That's a high-level move. He took his time right there on that short roll and got to a jump stop, and the extension with the lefty hook off the glass.
This is Labaron Philon. The sophomore is the league's point-per-game leader.
Well, Philon can get it done in so many ways. He's going to have to assert himself. You see T.O. Barrett.
3. Who was that last touched by? Mitchell saves it. And Missouri's coming back the other way. Yeah, Richard, for Barrett, he's got it right here. 2nd straight start. And his pass is too far for Phillips. Numbers out, and it could really shape the future. By the way, 3 seconds left here for Alabama. Philon, a little sidestep, misses the 3, tap back up. And
when you talk about field goal percentage.
Here's Anthony Robinson back on the floor. That is the junior from Tallahassee. He's coming off the bench today again. Puts his head down and scores it at the rim.
Well, you can see his ability. He calms the team down. Taking opportunities for the Tigers.
Yep, he's got 3 rebounds now in the first 8 minutes. Plus 4 points. Robinson, a step back. He gets fouled.
Georgia team that goes deep and plays an electric style.
And he just had a front row seat to watch him. I agree with you. He looks like he has just evolved, much more confident as this year has unfolded.
Well, when you get to this point of the season, you're no longer a freshman. You're a sophomore, and the growth has happened before your eyes.
Philon, he has been the breakout star in the league this year. Pulls the trigger.
52% of their attempts. And if they can get more attempts from the three-point line, then the more effective they are.
They're happy to have Holloway back today. Unfortunately, no Allen for a 2nd straight game. Chip this year. Mitchell, though, straight to the rack. Mitchell, too strong. First basket of the night for the senior from Kansas City.
Well, Mark Mitchell is fearless, and he's going to take it right into the chest of the Alabama interior defenders.
And a great day against Oklahoma.
Ball game.
Well, they got 6 here in the first half, and that's That's what they finished with against Tennessee. Right cell in transition. Philon, ball fake, puts it up. That one's offline.
And that's one he wishes he had back. Did a great job of using that pump fake to get the defense out of his way. Always on balance and shoots the shot that he wants to shoot.
Nate Oates bemoaned after the loss Saturday, we need to generate better looks. Are you seeing that so far for Alabama?
Pump fake and get to the basket, but it made a big difference right there in Alabama with the turnover on the shot clock violation.
Mizzou 39% shooting thus far, that's all. Right cell got his man in the air. The three is pure. First, they're up 9. Stone is trying to barge in. Stone missed it. Alabama secures it. They're in a groove now, and on the run. Here's Philon, the lob to Bediako.
He'll be a much more efficient shooter and a much more confident shooter.
Yeah, it's definitely the one weakness in his offensive game overall. He does so much well. So after the giveaway, now Mitchell has it. He can push. Mitchell back out to Robinson. Robinson from 15. Not that time.
For the alley-oop.
He's got a couple of assists. Phillips, meanwhile, has 8, so he's already at his season average.
Switching defenses.
Oh, Philon, that's good.
The subtle details on that particular situation. Mizzou's in drop coverage with Sean Phillips back in the paint. And Bediako holds that ball screen for just a tick longer. That allows Philon to be able to get freed up and shoot it without any contest from the help.
It goes without saying, just the luxury of having Bediako spent the last few years in the G League.
Definitely is a significant player. But Bediako, 23 years old.
Yeah.
You know, there's plenty players on the court that haven't, as far as age is concerned, and experience in just playing the game. But sometimes playing against higher level opponents gives you reps that you just can't quantify. And you might be able to see it in small details like that. Maybe not in the statistical column, but it's the spacing and understanding of the game and the application of the sport.
They have been in rhythm on this end of the floor. Philon adds.
Alabama in the last seconds to see if they can capitalize.
And all that said, they got a chance to extend this lead.
I'd go screen roll. T.O. Barrett's a really good defender. I'd get him off the ball.
Yep. Philon pulls it, missed the 3, 4 seconds.
Got switched up the parking lot.
13-point lead. Alabama starts with it this side of the floor. They've lost consecutive home games, which is an oddity and a rarity in the Nate Oates tenure. Sherrell gets fouled underneath. Nevertheless, this one's back to single digits for Mizzou. Philon is open, sets the feet, offline. Right cell, a new 20. Now he's well. Noah Williamson is open, left the 3 short. No one blocked out Philon.
Yeah, now you're seeing the surge, and it's starting off that athleticism of T.O. Barrett with that rejection.
Philon, though, got very close range there. It could not finish the left hand. Millett in a step back, offline. They just have not shot the ball effectively enough here to hang with Alabama today. Less than 40% from the floor. And they've struggled from distance and at the line. Oh, Philon, get out of his way, but he missed the layup.
Well, he makes sure that you...
Oh, look at that one. Sherrell could not throw it down. Up ahead to Barrett. Barrett rises. He's fouled. Throws it up with the right. Cruz is there to clean up the glass. You know, and a lot of those missed free throws very early in the game. That is the bizarre figure. Now, Missouri has not been as quality.
Here. In the closing moments of the game.
You know, anywhere Philon goes these days, the scouts are there to watch. You know, Trent Richardson is in the house.
Free throw.
1 out of 8.
And listen,
wow.
I've been there before.
Yeah.
It's a challenge. It gets in your head. You start to get a little bit of a hitch in your shot. What you have to do if you're Mark Mitchell.
There's a lob back to Bediako. He has been the beneficiary of a number of those plays tonight.
Well, Philon, I mean, he's phenomenal with the ball. And he knows when he comes downhill in that screen row action that if he can throw it up at the corner of the square, he's got a legit finisher.
Philon today now 14.
And it's those little subtle details in the skill set of the game as Philon draws a foul on that push. And you understand things. And you know, the way that the game is trending, It's easy to get in.
Yeah, Richard, hold on just while we got a moment. So you got the Fighting Tiger chronicles the 43-year career and legacy of LSU gymnastics head coach D.D. Bro, whose career mirrored the evolution of women's college athletics. SEC story. That's Friday, February 13th, right here on the network. Go back to your point. I want you to finish that one.
Well, I was thinking about that nice promotional. I'm going to have to tune in and watch that out, but check that out. But I tell you, you learn certain things about the game with time and experience, and that's how you have to learn how to read it. The game slows down, and there's always a good option to take.
Philon, little push shot.
The line again. Really good shooter. You have to have a knack of what's going on, and this kid right here knows exactly how to play the game.
So tomorrow right here on the network, Tennessee is in Athens to face Georgia. Tip-off 7 Eastern on the network. You can also stream it on the app. Nate Ament broke out for 29 points. That was a career high in the win against Alabama in this building a few nights ago.
He was on a mission.
Yeah.
He got a lot of his buckets in that mid post at 6'10". He was just turning right around, shooting over top of his.
Well, just matched him in the win column with that victory earlier against OU. They're 6-2 in league play. Well, just matched him in the win column with that victory earlier against OU. They're 6-2 in league play.
Well, I don't look for the Texas A&M Aggies to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Bucky McMillan is playing really well with his team. Got him playing a spirited style.
On any given night, Oklahoma trying to dig in defensively after they gave it away on their first possession. So here is Philon. They're very trustable league tournament a year ago. So you've lauded the defense on this end. What is critical for Oklahoma against this explosive Tide team on this side?
Keep the ball out of the paint on the bounce. If Philon makes shots like that, I think you live with it.
Yeah, that shows you just how crafty this 6'3" sophomore is.
Yeah, turnovers have been a problem for Oklahoma in league play.
Kirill Ilatonsev on the floor quickly, number 15 in the white. That jumper, it's good. Allen pulled one from the right wing previously. Dribble drive this time, back out. Philon sets the feet, left it short. New 20 for the Tide. Philon says, I'll take this.
Yeah, you're asking for trouble, giving Alabama a second shot opportunity. Long rebounds, your guards must get involved on the glass.
Look at the numbers, bottom left for Philon, second in the league in scoring. Tay Davis, boy, if he can hit that with more regularity, look out if you're Oklahoma, nails the three.
That will not please Nate Oates, a one-pass open three, shoulder. Would you say right now these two offenses are a little better than the two defenses?
Hey, good pace to start this one. Some shot making early on. Philon wide open again. Philon can't hit it. Both teams start 5 of 9 from the field. Brown on the attack. Sherrell react to that press. It's a little different.
I also think if you're willing to beat Alabama, obviously everybody is, but you've got to be willing to get in the 80s and 90s.
Yep.
Every game Alabama has lost this year, the winning score was 90 or more, with the exception of the Purdue game.
Oh, Davis is off. To the officials to go to the monitor and look at a play like that. You got to have a timeout. And again, if they walk away and they don't add anything, you lose the timeout. So it's similar to the challenge system in that sense. Not entirely, though. Philon dribbled it off his foot. OU with a little momentum. This is Davis. A drive, lost it. And so these two trade giveaways.
Too many loose possessions.
Yeah. Well, we had a great flow and rhythm the first 5 minutes. The stoppage, here's Millett, dials it up for 3.
Yeah, that's a good sign, because in his last 3 games, he was just 1 for 12 from deep.
Brown off the window.
Just getting the ball in.
Philon cutting. Philon goes up. So,
and on the wraparound, he gets all the way to the rim. Take another look. I circled Philon. Watch him back cut. Off the screen, reject the screen. That little ball fake gets him the the 2-shot opportunity.
Philon gets 1 out of in a game in which Alabama was very short-handed. They didn't have Bol Bowen, Bristow, and Hannah, in addition to Wrightsell. So Williamson sets the screen. Little hesitation from Philon. Jones blocks it.
And sent it.
The junior from Philadelphia in his first season with the program. Maybe the most impactful signing in the offseason. Oh yeah, Brown using his body.
Going back over his left shoulder in traffic.
So he has 9. He and Brown, the 2 leading scorers for the Sooners. Sherrill in rhythm. Okay. Important games all around the league. Every game is important, yes. I suppose. Not saying anything terribly profound. Here's Philon. Oh, rolls out. Whose team does. They're getting it today. 5-point edge. 2:30 to play, first half.
The matchup is right here. Davis and Philon.
Philon to the cup. That was Wagee.
15 second chance points for the Sooners.
They are diving on the floor to get the loop. Wagee just held on to it for too long there. So a missed opportunity to extend the run. How does Alabama respond? Cuts the deficit back to 9.
That's a good call out of the locker room. First possession to get Sherrill an easy one.
Alabama forces the miss.
See, that's a no pass 3. That has to go in.
Millette, this is what. And now they work it back out. It's a great point you bring up. It's 5 straight points in 40 seconds. 6-point game. Here's Philon. Rare miss near the rim.
That's a great hard hedge by Allen.
Xavier Brown, dump it off to Davis. Pass is picked off. Millette to Philon. Into the front court, he finishes.
Millette was like a linebacker. He read the quarterback's eyes to create that turnover.
Really well said. 12-0 run for the Tide to begin this half. They have reached.
That time by Jones in the corner.
He's
working on another double-double. Remember, he had that monster double-double against Texas A&M. Been in double figures now for the 12th time this season. Love this play.
Philon cutting to the basket. Philon had the 32 points the other night in Starkville. And there were stretches of that game where it looked easy for him. So what do you see on the latest one,
this
Mark?
is what we call a flare screen. So Philon's going to set the flare screen and then slip to the basket. So he comes in, sets the screen, and then slips to the basket. That's good spacing, good execution by Alabama.
Boy, even after the missed free throw, he's got 19. Allen looking for someone. Kick it back out. Philon on the attack. Philon throws it in.
For Oklahoma, if he can make that shot.
They swing back in front. Drive and kick. Jemison can't answer. Millette, offensive rebound for the Tide. Philon got blocked. Couple of OU players that were chasing that loose ball behind the play, and they were able to deflect it. Here's Brown. A blur. Brown missed it. Sat on the rim. How did it fall off? There's Philon. He just defensively giving this high scorer some fits. He's missed 3 in a row at the line, so that's odd.
He's 1 for 5.
Yeah.
At the free throw line, a guy that makes 76%.
Everything's going to matter in this one.
Turnovers, points off turnovers.
Philon gets bent. So that latest OU foul, by the way, Mark, that's the 3rd on Xavier Brown. So can Philon get right at the line? As you pointed out, 2 of 6 at the stripe today. Philon has ascended to the role of the guy this year.
No question.
Yep. Mark Sears, All-American, moves on. Philon, who averaged 11 and 4 last year. His numbers are really good, largely coming off the bench. He has been one of, if not the breakouts. Reed and Davis have been equally as impressive.
See that challenge, though, at the point of attack?
There's Philon.
The defense was really good. Philon was better.
Yep, he's got 14. One of the premier scorers in all of college hoops. Matter of fact, he's top 10 of the nation. Nearly forced the knockaway that time. Brown's got it. Brown into the paint. Got a slam on the brakes. He's got it again. Lines up the three. Wagee. So he sits down. So Reed and Bull Bowen are both off the floor. 4.5 to play, and an exciting one in Norman. Philon, the leaner, that's strong. Pack slips by. It's a tough one. Fall away. Davis hands on it. Rebound down to Millette. Lobs it ahead. This is Philon in transition. The three. It's good. Labaron. Here they come. One possession game. Philon, a blow by. Missed the layup. Back out to him. He wants it. Back to back from a knockaway. That was Allen, who deflected it out of Davis's hands. Philon's got it now. Foot on the gas. A giveaway. Numbers here.
And nobody else.
1 point lead for the Tide. Philon off the screen. Swivels around Brown. A slithery move. Count it. A significant free throw. He's been a little iffy at the line today.
It doesn't like this. Go down the floor a little bit further.
9 seconds. Is Alabama going to foul?
Oh, no!
Brown!
His eyes on the prize again. A deep run in another NCAA tournament appearance this year.
How about A.J. Okereke starting out on Labaron Philon?
Tom Hart, thank you very much. Here in Music City, what a start for the home team. Bama with it with Damian Fishback, Roy Philpott, and another steal for the Commodores. 7-3 our score. We'll swing it around to Duke Miles. Miles back in action after missing the last 2 ball games. Crimson Tide on the move. Stolen it. At times, Fish, it feels like he's got the basketball on a string. Okereke. Duke Miles is healthy. We should point out, too, we've yet to see.
And let's remember the difference in this arena, right? They may be accustomed to Nate Oates being on the sideline. Right now, they can't see Nate Oates. He's behind them. So these younger players are somewhat on their own.
Philon with a path and an
91, and of course, in 2021, getting SEC Coach of the Year. He's done it all and been dominant in the SEC since he's gotten here.
Inside to conference, trailing only Josh Hubbard at Mississippi State. He's gotten off to a fantastic start for a different team without Mark Sears.
Yeah, and Mark Sears did so much, but I feel like that he was able to feed off of Mark Sears, and you can see his numbers thus far. Very efficient, 54% from the field, and distributing the basketball better than he gets credit for. But I also think that has transitioned to Aiden Holloway. When those two guards, close to 50%, I think 47% from 3 this year, was 26% last year. And that deep.
And Mark Byington sensing what we were just talking about. 2 substitutions getting ready to check in. Do for cramps back in the day. Is it pickle juice? What do you do?
Once the cramp comes, and I'm sure Mark Byington's about to take them out now. Once the cramp comes, there's really not a whole lot you can do. The best thing you can do as a young athlete is to make sure what you're doing off the floor is getting yourself hydrated, getting the proper amount of rest. And a lot of times these young athletes work a little too hard, right? If you got a game coming up, you may not get up 1,000.
Poked out to Allen. Amari Allen. Bowen. Skip pass to Philon. That's a shot he's going to make 99 times, it feels like, out of 100.
Yeah, but that was terrific penetration. And that was really the first time that I've seen Vanderbilt broken down substantially defensively. You can't allow Alabama to get into the paint like that easily.
Outside to Harris. Off with a mid-range. Allen controls. Different Alabama team coming out of the timeout. And the bucket. 7. Off glass, no. That was being off the mark after he missed a couple of free throws.
Well, Vandy's guards have 17 of the 30 points, and Alabama's turn. He said that, you know, he actually doesn't like compliments. That caught me off guard.
Not a surprise. Signetti's got that glare. You saw it on that fourth down stop.
Right.
Apologies to all Alabama fans watching. You don't want to relive that one, but Indiana's been in the midst of an incredible run, and Signetti has led that really insane turnaround. Indiana, we used to think of as a basketball school. Now, not so much. Second foul on Tyler Tanner.
And best version of our own self. The Commodores have done that thus far in the first half.
Harris off the mark from distance. Jemison, a monster step in traffic, back to the line. He had the knee injury against Kentucky, didn't play in the second half of that matchup. A big deal so far on the floor this evening. Tanner the lob, McLaughlin. And it's stripped away. Clears.
Man, A.K. Okereke has read Labaron Philon his rights. That size is making it tough.
He does have the wide shoulders. Physical player. There's another
waves, and they certainly hit the Commodores with a wave here recently, and it was, you know, on the defensive end. Let's see if Vandy can get back to defensively sitting down.
Allen and Jemison clears. Philon ahead. Jemison behind the back. Philon for the lead. Fresh 20. Philon again. Good that time.
Excellent trip defensively by the Commodores.
There goes Duke Miles, the dump off. Bothered by Reitzel, their one matchup. The first one rather against UNC, and Madison Booker, SEC Player of the Year, Big 12 Player of the Year before Texas left the Big 12 to go into the Southeastern Conference.
Both Wooden Award candidates and well-deserved it. Get it done in different ways.
Duke and Stanford wrap up the triple header. Corner triple for Alabama, in and out. There's Philon on. And Reitzel fell down.
I'm going to more contact in this game that hasn't been called.
Starting to get a little chippy. Philon left open. Corner three came up. Doors led by as many as 13 in our first half. Philon back to work. A Euro. And a chance for three. Philon with 17 to match Duke Miles. Now with 18. Miles to nickel. Okereke thought about it. Back to Duke Miles.
The tip, and the former Alabama guard Jaden Bradley handling here. Bradley flips Pete, and a kick out. How about this? Burry's a three to begin for Arizona.
Braden Burry's has been playing well lately, but Alabama's going to try to shut off the water inside. That's a good start for them.
Bowen swings it. This is Labaron Philon. Outstanding, one of the best guards in the entire country. Philon kicks back out. Here's Sherrill. Got good feed inside, but Krivas denied. Burry's tried to step in. Philon and hit. Rebound pulled down by Bradley. Arizona the other way.
There they go.
Pete inside. Pete is rejected. Krivas cleans up and puts it in.
These are the two opposite styles of play of any of the top 25 teams in college basketball tonight.
Philon off the glass and in. Labaron Philon, their leading scorer, averaging almost 22 points a game. Breeze kicks out. Karchenkov, it's a three. Yeah, you're not kidding. Well, one of the things, effort and energy will be tested tonight. So will endurance. Arizona does like to get out in transition. Tommy Lloyd will go to the bench as Tobe Awaka is set to check in. Philon drains the first.
You know what I like about that? He's got so much depth with Awaka, who's basically a third starter up front. The freshman picks up a quick one, get him out. Don't let him pick up a second.
and bring the Warhorse inside. He is a low Tobey Walker.
Great rebounder. He started 36 of their 37 games last year. Now being asked to come off the bench.
Student.
Archenkov to the corner. Burries from the elbow. Got it.
You know what that was? A mid-range two. You won't see that in the white jerseys tonight.
Philon handles, reject. Alabama into the game. That one way off the mark, but Millette collects. Philon going to work, gets a piece of the paint, steps back. A little too strong, a walk and a rebound.
Said to us, they have not seen the big fella shoot the three.
Yep. Remember, they had a guy who could step out and shoot the three that departed to North Carolina, and Henry Vasar. Rivas injured last year, but he's back and healthy. Speaking of back, Labaron Philon Jr. with the bucket. And
ours is both of these terrific coaches are committed to the style that they love and think fits for them, and it works for both teams. But tonight it's a little test of wills.
Philon lob and the throwdown. Aristode into the game. The freshman from the Netherlands off the mark on that three.
Thought that one was a little quick. He didn't have the aim.
Bol Bowen got it. Out, Bol Bowen cut off. Right cell now. Del Orso, good hands. Shot clock winding down. And the jumper will go. That's Latrell Wrightsell.
Good ball movement. We call this a drive and kick team. They drive it to the paint and they look to kick it to the open man, and they keep the defensive help on roller skates.
Bradley right side, Burries a little strong. Bol Bowen kicks up ahead. Philon will try a three. Got it. Short. Williamson has his pass deflected. Del Orso and the Cats the other way. Loose ball. And it's Philon the other way. Up and down we go.
And it's a great pace for the Crimson Tide. Nate Oates would love this.
Philon not able.
That young man is a scoring savant.
Allen ball fake, dribbles, goes and kicks out. To the corner and Millette.
How good is that?
Beautiful ball movement.
Oh gosh. That is the epitome of Crimson Tide basketball. Drive it, kick it, swing it.
The extra pass. And that one rejected. Tracked down by Philon, who gets it back. And now up ahead and Allen. Philon wide open. Go directly to cancer research. Back here at Legacy Arena, John Shambi, Fran Fraschilla, Alabama by 4. We talked about high-end pace. Right cell, gets a three. And the lead is 7.
You are watching Alabama basketball at its best.
7th made three of the night for the Crimson Tide. Owaka inside, hangs, it rolls off. They'll go for Alabama.
John, look at all the white jerseys in the paint.
They've done a really good job keeping Arizona out of the painted area. Del Orso on the move. His shot wouldn't go. Philon, pull up. The walk of the rebound. Del Orso kicks, Burries. Toss out, Philon has it, feet underneath. Holloway.
I think Nate Oates would like them to pull it out, but these guys are on automatic pilot.
Philon jumper, good. Hands off, Burries.
Well, they're going to play through the freshmen, as they should.
Pete has it ripped away, takes it. Philon. And it's taken. Rivas spinning, rejected. Sherrill with another block. Philon tried to step through it and ripped away by Bradley.
As quick a hands as there is in college basketball. I'm just telling you. We saw it last year.
Burries from Bradley. Got it!
Offensive
rebounds. Look at that number. An 18-2 advantage for Arizona. And that was an area of concern for Alabama. And it's up to 11. Arizona on top.
All Arizona's defense last 3 or 4 possessions.
Philon short on that shot. Karchenko up ahead. Burries. 2 more.
No timeout from Nate Oates. He wants him to keep playing.
Philon step through. Shot is short, especially here in the second half. Karchenko can't hit. Awaka saves it in, but it's to Philon. Burst of speed. Philon is fouled. Speed. Philon is fouled. And he will go to the line and shoot 2 with 10:41 to go. Alabama has scored just 10 second-half points. Tommy Lloyd's team has been outstanding.
They weathered the storm in the first half, John. We told you they were coming, and they are coming.
This is up with another SEC football final. Here in Birmingham, this one all Cats. Birmingham, this one all Cats. Arizona on top. After trailing at the break by 2, they have come out here in the second half. And
rebounded.
The number 12 recruit in the ESPN 100, Braden Burries, and having himself a huge night. That time Burries charged with the foul.
Watch this now. This is a set play. You see where Awaka is at the left elbow? There is no place to help on this little handoff. Coming out of the timeout, the freshman's hot. He rejects the screen, gets to the rim, uses the glass nicely. And when we say reject the screen, we simply mean not using the screen. And he is using that jumper tonight, that's for sure.
Philon knocks it down. He's got 15, but this one is all Arizona.
Sometimes as a coach, John, you go to the locker room and you say to your team, and it's true, sometimes it's not true, but sometimes you say, guys, we did not play Arizona basketball in the first half.
Braden Burries with 26, including 5 3-pointers. Philon hangs, rattles it home.
Tough shot. Not a great night for the sophomore, but he's a terrific player. This is methodical right now by the Wildcats.
Philon on Pete. Double team comes as Pete kicks opposite. Aristo rattles it home.
I'll tell you how smart that was. The double team came, so Pete took his dribble to the perimeter to create a little time and space for himself to make that cross-court pass.
Awaka on Philon. Philon jumper wouldn't fall. Thumping. Bradley. No shots as. Wow.
That's not fair.
All right, well, we'll try and work back on that.
No, I don't want to complain.
That's all right.
Nice. Knew Arizona would play better. I just didn't think they would play this well, and especially without Bradley and Pete.
Arizona has outscored Alabama in the second half, 41-16.
I will say one thing about Alabama that worried me early in the season. I've been at practice, I've watched them. Their front line, you know, Sherrill's been to Illinois, Purdue, Duke. Arizona, Auburn playing all these great games. It's almost like a Champions League in soccer.
Philon step back. That shot is glass. That was a defensive rebounding rate was something that Alabama was really worried about coming into this game. And
well, they came into tonight one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country.
Philon kick.
Shoot the three and we drive it. They shoot mid-range, but our problem is they crash the glass so hard, you know?
And a reminder, more college basketball coming your way. Women's hoops tomorrow. Number 13 Baylor, number 2 Texas, 1 Eastern ABC. And then 3:30 Eastern on ESPN. Number 3 South Carolina taking on Penn State. Women's college basketball comes your way. That's tomorrow.
Big Schaefer really do a little bit of everything.
Well, you think about Tommy Lloyd and his time at Gonzaga and the work he did. Arizona comes to Alabama, and in the second half unloads on the Crimson Tide. Philon jumper. That'll go. Timeout, Alabama. Season in terms of makes, Alabama usually close to 12.5. Arizona 6 tonight. They're about even.
Yeah.
It says a lot.
And they oh, here we go.
Allen hangs and hits. College basketball. Waka inside
for the Tide.
Well, this coaching staff at Alabama speaks highly of Amari Allen. He said he's a confident freshman who's not afraid to compete on both ends of the court. Philon by Aiden Sherrill in the low post. That'll be critical for Alabama moving forward.
Philon kissing it off the window.
There you see a little glimpse of his crafty ability. He's able to keep the defender on his hip and change his pace, finding his way all the way to the basket.
Only player in the SEC right now in the top 3 in scoring and assists. Labaron Philon has been a star to start the year. And Hunter draws a foul. Returns home after a 3-game swing at the tournament in Vegas, Players Era Festival. 2 double-digit wins after a loss to a top 15 Gonzaga team in which Nate Oates said they learned a lot about themselves. Bo Bowen wins it back, less than 10 to shoot. Philon left open for 3.
Labaron Philon filling it early on, and the scramble after the near turnover results in a wide open Philon from the corner trade.
Already 8 quick points for Philon tonight. Try to go back door to Houston. Noah Williamson stepping out 30 feet from the basket. 5 to shoot. Foster. There's a lid on the basket on this side. Labaron Philon, a hot start. 8 points on 3 for 3 shooting. Probes and kicks, and the hot. I'm going to campaign for them for a second. That would be a travesty if an 11-1 Power 4 conference team did not make the CFP.
Yeah, I guess I'd have to agree with you, but I'm telling you, a lot of the people who are.
Well, if you're just joining us, have hit 7 threes in the first half, and they got.
That's Philon will go to the line to shoot 1 and 1.
Philon, the preseason All-SEC first teamer. Of course, he entered his name in the 2025 NBA draft. Went through the combine. It was expected by just about everybody, Richard, that he was going to go. And then on the final day, where players had to make their decision, he calls up Nate Oates and says, "Coach, what would you think if I came back and played another year?" Nate Oates said, "Let's go win one."
Well, I'll tell you, it's the toughest decision to make when you have to enter the NBA draft and decide if you want to stay in college or go back to the pros, and you don't have a bad choice. A lot of times when you have one decision push you one way or the other.
Up by Dylan Hunter, sizing him up. Philon fadeaway off the heel. Godfrey
replaced 3 girls drafted to the WNBA. Should be a really good showdown on the women's side.
That game tips tomorrow night, 7 Eastern on ESPNU. Great backdoor feed, got down the arc.
Well, Alabama has struggled to get a point in the last 2.5 minutes. They're going to have to see if they can run some longer sets and move the ball around. They've been successful when they share the ball. And there's a good individual flirting with a double-double here. 9 points and 7 rebounds, 2 assists to go along with it for the freshman.
Well, you mentioned the scoring drop for Alabama. Tigers on a 2-minute one as well, and Sherrell keeps it going. Another swat for the big man. Bounce pass into Sherrell. Philon had it poked away, and one.
The open spot in the defense. Alabama with a blown coverage gives up an easy dunk. A good sign for Clemson early.
Labaron Philon, a top 3 scorer in the SEC. Double digits in the first half. Off the mark there. Offensive rebound, Millette. Philon reloads. Alabama started the game by hitting during the Thanksgiving holiday. But this for sure their toughest test of the young season to this point. A 7-1 Clemson team, top 30 in the net coming into the night. Philon with a tough take. Wanted a foul, won't get it.
Was a tough take, but a lot of time left in this ball game as Clemson's done some really good things to start off the second half. They've clearly made the adjustment. They'll have to continue to see if they can get things going offensively against a stingy Alabama defense.
There was a heavy dose of R.J. Godfrey in the paint in the first half for Clemson. That's where most of their offense. Post feed to Godfrey. He was fouled. Labaron Philon back on the floor. Richard. Bama without him on the wrong end of a 10-1 run.
Well, Alabama was effective when they moved the ball around the perimeter. You don't want to get into a hero ball situation to get back into this game. You want to continue to do what created the lead early on as Clemson's off and running.
Watch out. Hunter takes it to the rim, knifing past Philon, and all of a sudden, a one-possession game in Tuscaloosa.
And you have to question, when is Nate Oates going to use the timeout? Takes it end to end, making this a 2-point ball game. But Philon drawing the foul, going to the line, get a chance to shoot for 2.
Second foul on Jake Wallin. Philon leads all scorers with 15 points. Playing with 3 fouls for a Bama team that is injury depleted tonight. For Clemson.
And the impressive thing that Clemson has done amidst with the turnovers is that they have continued to stick with their game plan. They know their style of ball that they play. They got down early, but they kept leaning on the defense and chipping away.
Talked in the first half about him deciding to remove his name from the 2025 NBA draft and return to Alabama. And Nate Oates told us, look, he's an Alabama kid, grew up in Mobile, felt this yearning to come back and lead an Alabama team to a place it's never been before and win a national championship.
Yeah, and such a talented player, a former Mr. Basketball in the state of Alabama on the high school level. So you know he has to have a lot of pride to play for the University of Alabama. But, you know, a tough decision that now it's starting to be the style of game that Clemson wants to play. It's going to turn into a physical style, getting on the offensive rebounding and try to pound it down low. It's a little bit easier to play when you're in this close space. Effort on the switch, but able to finish. And that right there is R.J. Godfrey just carving out real estate right in the paint, going over his left shoulder for the easy deuce.
14 points, 5 of 7 shooting. Philon rattles a 3. First of the second half for the Tide.
And that 3 seems to get the people back into the building as Nate Oates is trying to get his team fired up.
A game-high 21.
Back into it. The beautiful shot. Capitalizing after the appeal, knocking down 2 free throws and a bucket.
Philon. Oh, what a circus shot! He has 12 of Alabama's. Ace Buckner checks back in for Clemson, as does Butta Johnson, the UAB transfer. Philon the kick. Jemison a 3.
That's a huge shot for Alabama, which has been the recipe in the first half. Get a piece of the paint and kick the ball out and knock it out. They're going to need to knock down some outside shots to get some breathing room.
Under 10 to shoot. Shot clock did not reset after the block. Johnson off the bounce. So they trail by 2 with 7:15 to go.
Well, that is the identity of this Clemson Tiger program, is that they're not going to quit. They're going to continue to be scrappy and fight and play a physical brand of basketball.
Sherrell the offensive rebound. Philon probing. Great feed inside Sherrell, and he draws the foul on Godfrey. Bounce in the hammer. Whoa! Get up, young fella. Crowd silencer. And Philon misses the 3. They're 30% from the floor. They've completely flipped the script in a second frame. And it is back to a 1-possession game. 4:35 to play in Tuscaloosa. Philon coast to coast. No, off the front end. Virginia and Texas will get you out there on ESPNU at the conclusion of this one. Wallin with a head of steam. Step through, floats, and an 8-0 run over the last minute and 20.
Alabama's got to move the ball around. You don't want to get into an isolation situation where the defense can watch you, but we're going to test. Takes a little bit of a bump.
He is closing in on a new season high. Has 27 tonight.
Alabama's going to have the gang rebound. All 5 guys in white have to get to the defensive glass.
Philon puts the brakes on, finds Allen. Here's a 3, and it goes.
Their strength is in this game.
Diabate spins back to his strong side, but can't finish.
Rebounder, offensive rebounder, and finisher, just not a shooter.
I tell you, they don't make 18-year-olds like they used to. I mean, he looks every bit of that and then some. He looks like a grown man out there. He is strong and agile and comes down with his first rebound.
Looks like 2 grown men.
Chandler had that shot altered by Allen, and Allen's got it.
Allen did a great job of staying in front to stop the drive and then build that wall to make Chandler shoot over.
Philon behind the back snakes his way through a couple. No shame in the losses for the Crimson Tide so far this year. Purdue are still kind of solidifying their rotations.
No question. And with Jalen Lowe healthy now, turnover for Alabama.
Oweh the foul and count.
I can't think of players that wouldn't want to play for Alabama, where you come out of the game where you don't take an open shot. If you pass up an open shot, you're coming out.
Jalen Lowe, again, he's a lefty. It's that right shoulder he's got wrapped up. It's something he'll have to deal with all season long.
Out to the 3-point line and finding them. That was a big-time pass and play.
Off the hands of
timeout. The officials went back and looked at the clock, and the ball went out of bounds with .3, so Kentucky had a chance for a controlled tip, and that was it.
The lob, Sherrell, it goes, and up as well recently. He didn't play against Yale because of a knee injury, but is getting some time today. Quaintance keeps it alive, but it comes down to Philon.
And Alabama's going to have to be even more resolute on the glass without Amari Allen in the game.
Philon left alone for a moment. Misses the 3, and Lowe comes down.
Weight as well as a little bit of size.
Keaton Bristow is now the 5-man, 6'10", but just 205. A transfer from Tarleton State. Love, little push shot will go, and he is doing everything he can to keep the Cats in it.
Does a really good job off of ball screens. He doesn't just blast off it. He's very patient and finds openings.
Philon. And Quaintance, these long rebounds. By the way, one item of business, the foul that was given to Labaron Philon. Well, Diabate misses a three. Marino with an offensive board. The drive by Owe. Again, a lot of dribbling by this team at times with Lowe on the court. The offense just flows better when he's out there.
You know, it's just 12 points right now. And Lowe's got to be able to play significant minutes in this second half.
Nice drive. Game high 18 points today. Chandler stays in front of Philon. And the wing three. Now 13 for 27 from three-point range. Allen forces a turnover.
Well, Kentucky had it down to 10, then gave up 5 straight points.
Officials trying to get the Alabama bench to sit down as the ball is inbounded and finds Philon. Got a big man on him, and Marino tries to take him. And
able to miss much in this game. I mean, I know Holloway missed one in the first half, but they've been spectacular when they've been open.
3 on Garrison. Holloway came in at 44% of the season from threes, 5 for 7 today.
He could go to the other side of the rim. Williamson has been outstanding in this game.
Again, Sherrill sidelined with a right knee injury suffered in the first half. Williamson giving Alabama big minutes. Lowe, the lefty.
Marine move to the basket. That's big time.
Obviously, they hope Sherrill is okay, but they may have found something today in Williamson. Philon with the pick and the layup. Leading to offense, they're getting to the rim, and you saw going to break how fired up Nate Oates is. They have played a very rugged schedule, toughest schedule of any ranked team in the nation of the non-conference, but still starting conference play is a different animal entirely, and they are meeting the challenge in and out.
And Williams has been shooting it incredibly well of late. You mentioned he had 8 threes against Bellarmine, had 11 points against St. John's.
Allen, what an offensive.
But this is the best he's played in an Alabama uniform.
Hopefully the Sherrill knee situation is not too serious. They're also without Taylor Bowen, who rolled his ankle a couple of days ago. For Alabama.
Mark Pope wanted to see on that last play, reminding his guys to be aggressive, going after the basketball, going up on the boards. And Lowe very positive with his teammates in that timeout, saying, we need 3 stops, 3 buckets, and we're back in this.
And Lowe the assist. Cam Williams a 3, down to 10. Alabama, meanwhile, has missed its last 7 threes.
As you say, you know, this guy doesn't get screened. He gets over screens. Cam Williams just goes right through him. He'll go right through your chest.
Philon at the line, a guy whose minutes have gone up by about 4 per game from last year, but his scoring has more than doubled. And last year, of course, they had Mark Sears, right, who scored so many points and such a great player for Alabama. But Philon has kind of stepped into that lead role, although Holloway, you know, he can make a claim for being the co-star in the backcourt. They have 2 gifted scorers on or more. As you can see, it was midway in the first half. The last time it was a single-digit lead. Williams the foul once in program history. Has Kentucky come back from a deficit of 21 or more points? That was 31 against LSU way back in 1994. The largest lead of the game today for the Tide, 21. Even in Alabama's last 2 games, wins over Kennesaw State and Yale, they did not play. They have 9 assists on 24 made field goals. That is a low percentage. In contrast to that, Alabama 16 assists on 28 made field goals. Philon misses a 3, Lowe the rebound. Others with that right shoulder injury.
It was a big possession for Alabama, Dan.
Philon behind the back. Up and in. Always slit.
Is away from the ball, the more you can help.
And Philon will take the air out of the ball for a while here. Just 2:10 to go. Now he drives, and he's fouled. Those 40 points per game of the season, and they're right at 40 at this moment here today as Philon adds another. Well, today on the SEC Network, we have 3 more college basketball games for you. It'll be Ole Miss in Oklahoma at 3:30 Eastern to Mississippi State in Texas, and then Florida at Mizzou to cap it off at 8:30 Eastern tonight.
I know it's been a while, but it's still kind of hard to get used to, you know, Oklahoma, Texas, Missouri in the SEC instead of the Big 8 or the Big 12. Jarrell injured, to have the terrific performance by Noah Williamson. You know, Labaron Philon hasn't shot the ball well. He's still 0 of 6 from 3, but he's got 3 steals. And Millette has been spectacular in addition to Holloway.
Yeah, and did it not being at full strength either. The trap in the corner on Holloway, gets out of it, finds Philon. Ahead to Allen, and again, they don't have to rush. They don't have to force, but an easy bounce pass.
Numbers don't help those.
The only ranked win was over St. John's back on the 20th of December. Philon drives. Rebound, Quaintance with 15 seconds to go. Alabama will go to 11-3 on the season, 1-0 in the league. Kentucky will drop to 9-5, 0-1 in conference play.
Brown finding Nelson. The Bulls start out with a 2-0 lead.
Really good adjustment there by Nelson on an alley-oop. Great set for South Florida to get things started off.
Starting 5 for the Crimson Tide, including Aiden Sherrod. Outstanding three-point shooter. Here's Pinion. Off the mark at his first attempt.
Well, that's the next level he's got to take his game to with the rim protection.
Brown the spin. Blocked again by Sherrod. To Millette. Yes!
With his leadership and his X's and O's, he had those Red Wolves squads playing quality basketball, a record number of wins at Arkansas State, and obviously he's been at South Florida here for his first season, but he's getting this program rolling early on.
Philon's first back
that season against VCU, and you want to talk about a motivational and inspirational person. I mean, we had our pregame meetings, and I'll tell you, he had me fired up as if I wanted to play. I mean, so just a tremendous leader. I was sitting back in that drop coverage, and he came off of that curl. He's a guy who's been letting it go from 3, but he got into the mid-range with the tear.
Nearly tipped in. Bulls basketball thanks to the board by Brown. Pinion. Off the iron that time, mostly due to his play in Las Vegas. Part of this last 5-game stretch where he's been averaging 12 points per game, but really emerged against Gonzaga, UNLV, and Maryland. Philon misfires on the three-pointer. Tonight, Jemison making his first career start in Alabama jersey. Blue collar plays Aiden Sherrod. Biz off the mark from 3. Nelson the rebound on the front end of the 1-and-1.
Good defense there by Millette.
Jaffe swims it through.
Well, that's the physicality. Jaffe taking it right into the chest of Taylor Bowen.
Philon back to work.
It's a big basket for Alabama to stop the surge of South Florida. Philon taking his time, getting the defender on his hip. It comes off that ball screen. He reads it magnificently.
Enos. Long range off the back iron. Basketball back to Alabama.
Have to handle their rebounding by committee. They don't have one player that can go out and pull 15 boards and really calm things down and give them second chances on the offensive end. So it's going to have to be.
Bethia the rebound.
Philon, too good. Labaron Philon Jr.
Alabama's got this lineup, and you have to respect the shooting ability of Noah Williamson. They had 5 players spread out around the perimeter. That's going to create a lot of driving lanes, and Philon, with that quick first step, is able to take advantage of it.
Millett disrupts this along with Williamson. It's Crimson Tide basketball.
Alabama's got numbers they should push.
Philon fed Alabama this season and really has to be with his role on the team as a sophomore.
Well, he definitely has the ability of being a big-time scorer, a former Mr. Basketball in the state of Alabama, and a prolific scorer on the high school level. Last season, had to take a little bit of a backseat of such a star-studded team with Mark Sears and Grant Nelson, Chris Youngblood, Clifford Amori, and he played a little bit more of a defensive role. But I think this year he's getting back a little bit more to his natural game that you saw when he was on the high school level.
Last time out against Arizona, active hands, Bethea helps get it back.
Beautiful ball skills.
Bethea helping keep this alive. Houston. Millett!
And Houston Millett. Assist from Labaron Philon.
It's a big possession with under a minute to go in the half. See which team is going to be able to execute offensively or defensively. That's USF taking their time.
Brown had some space, didn't knock down the 3. And the rebound by Bethea. Here comes Alabama. It's Philon. Board Millett.
Corner.
One second to work with for Alabama. Into Sherrill. Did he beat the buzzer? Here's Nelson driving in. Isaiah Nelson.
And that great pocket pass by Wes Enos put it right on the dime. Nelson going through with authority, finishes above the rim.
Trell Reitzel Jr. with a quick start to the second half.
Trell Reitzel is coming off that injury from last season. It's really big for him to be able to get some things going.
C.J. Brown tough too after he had a very slow start to this game.
And both of these teams are just trading baskets to start out the second half.
Philon trying to have it continue there, and the rebound to South Florida. More good work on the glass by the Crimson Tide. Reitzel off the back iron. Bowen punched it right to Millett. Philon. Yes!
Yeah, that's a good job by this coaching staff of huddling up and getting together. You know, sometimes when your team is struggling, as a coach, you have to do something to help them out. And you have to all be on the same page to do so. Huge possession and a 4-point possession for Alabama and a major swing.
First field goal in the last 2.5 minutes for the Crimson Tide. Baron Philon Jr. helping Alabama back to a 7-point lead. The halftime margin. Houston Millett making some blue-collar plays. Here comes Alabama. Corner 3. Yeah! Getting used to this very new system in college basketball this year.
It is a difference.
Here's Holloway. And Holloway's feeling better.
Alabama's starting to go on a major run, 12-2 run over the last 2 minutes of the ball game. This is where South Florida is going to have to settle down and run a long set. When they've been able to do that, they've been successful.
Tight defense by Reitzel on Enos. Top scorer from the first half. Nelson. Then Mr. Second half misfired on the 3. Pinion the rebound.
I'm spreading things out for Philon, let him operate.
Out to Philon.
Ball into the front court.
Philon drawing the foul against.
Hodson wanting to miss after Philon had an attempt. The whistle was blown.
Right as he was shooting. So he gets another opportunity. Makes the most of it.
Labaron Philon scores 2.
And what I like to see is when he's pressing the ball and they get into that screen roll action, he's fighting hard over it to get back into the play.
Jafo too strong.
Philon might call his own number right here.
Bethea to Holloway. It's Philon taking over.
I'm telling you, the swagger, it's at an all-time high.
26 points for Philon. His career high is 29, which he's done twice this season, including a few weeks ago against Clemson in this building. Pinion drawing on the baseline, got away from some pressure. Enos in and out on that three.
Isaiah Nelson, and this is what I'm saying, Alabama has to break the press collectively. You can't leave one teammate hanging out to dry.
Philon, Bowen cleans it up.
That's a big putback right there by Taylor Bowen. And the energy with that dunk by Nelson was starting to flip. But the second effort by Bowen was huge for the Tide.
Pinion off the iron on a long three. Nelson.
Lining up baseline out of bounds opportunity. Looks to be overloaded on this left side. This will be interesting to see what they have drawn up.
Quickly to Pinion, blocked away by Philon, but
for Joseph Pinion, he's trying to get a little bit of the body on that when Alabama trying to avoid it.
Philon, Sherrill, give it to him.
And find some shots within the system that allows him to get the efficiency that he's used to as far as his career is concerned.
Pinion. Go on the three, and a foul called under the basket. 12-point game, 2:07 to go. Look at that backcourt pressure. Philon and Bowen.
And they're still going to try to trap in these situations. You got to make sure you get the ball centered.
Philon will go to the line.
20 points in this outputting, played strong defensively, continued to battle until the last second.
First miss of the line for Philon tonight, a 26-point performance against South Florida.
Philon scores one.
You know, I've been impressed with South Florida. You know, playing to the end with this type of intensity. We talked about them being preseason highs. Philon takes them end-to-end in the American Conference. Playing with this type of attitude, they're going to make a lot of noise in the American this season.
Neither team played a midweek game, so they've had a chance to get their legs under them. Philon. Loose ball underneath, kicks it back out. Reitzel tries for three, and that one won't drop. Timeout in Tuscaloosa. Back-to-back Elite Eights. You could say the same for Tennessee. Back-to-back Elite Eights.
Well, both of these teams have been at the top of the SEC with two. Well,
crowd getting on their feet. Charles Bediako getting up to the scorers table. Alabama up by 2. Tapped around and found. So JP, a couple of baskets early.
Estrella is finding some success. He's getting over that left shoulder with the jump hook. If you're Alabama, you want to try to send him to the weak hand as Philon draws.
He will wait to sub in, along with London Jemison. And here he comes. Listen to this ovation for Charles. It is crazy to think where we are in college basketball. That
he's seen it happen with other professionals in the collegiate game. But the question for me will be, how will he be impactful in this game for Alabama after playing on the professional ranks?
Philon misses that out of bounds.
He's got a tough assignment tonight as he's going to be playing against a veteran. He's already drawn 1 foul on him.
Here's Philon, turns the corner. Gets it to Bediako underneath. Ethan Bird kicks it to Ament. And welcome to Coleman Coliseum, Alabama and
Alabama with 2 really good bigs in the game with Aiden Sherrill and Bediako. And you can see there's a nice move on the baseline by the freshman London Jemison. A shifty move with the reverse leg.
6'8", 200-pounder out of Connecticut. Here's Ament handling the basketball at 6'10". Dumps it off to Jalen Carey.
Tennessee has been successful with some physical and spirited post-ups early on in this game.
In college basketball, has yet to make a 3, and they're winning the points in the paint 14-4.
Tennessee's been really good at fighting over these off-ball screens.
Right, so got it.
That shot was created with Labaron Philon got a full head of steam coming off that handoff. And a good shooter in Reitzel spotted up in the corner.
Reitzel with 9 points. Ament. Guarded by Millett. Had it poked out of there by Reitzel. Estrella kicks it in the corner. Too strong on that 3. Philon chase.
Executed their offense well. And Philon trying to cut the screen. Gillespie fades to the corner and gets freed up.
Philon lost the handle on the way up with that one. Bediako with the block shot starts the run out.
From rotating over, and a big shot right there by the freshman Nate Ament.
Ament averaging 15 points a game, 27% behind the arc this year. That's his 21st make. Alley-oop to Bediako. That's a 2.
It's beautiful work right there by Bishop Boswell. It took his time when he pulled up off that 1-bounce pull-up.
Tennessee going to try to string together a couple of defensive stops here, but it's going to be hard with Bediako. Just I think Tennessee handled that early on.
Oh, they're handling it tremendously well. This is a 4-point game, and Tennessee has been doing a really good job of finding some positive things in their offensive sets. Every single basket.
And he has been a fantastic performer tonight with 11 points.
Holloway is definitely a big contributor, 46% from 3-point land, and he can do a lot of that on his own off the bounce. As you see Philon right there. There you go right there, the big-to-big action, and Jalen Carey does a great job. As soon as he got that ball, he was decisive and put it at the rim for Akpar.
As Labaron Philon steps to the free throw line. He's a 73% foul shooter on the year. 97 free throws coming into this game. That is leading Alabama. The next closest is 31 free throw attempts behind him.
He's crafty with the ball. He understands when the pressure is on him, he can draw fouls at a high rate, and then when he gets to the free throw line, he can make you pay. This game has had a different complexion of what you would expect, as Tennessee is known for finishing in the paint, and there you see a big
on the year. He is 9th in the conference in free throw percentage, and kicks it out.
And that's the recipe that Tennessee likes to play with. Is they're first in the conference in percentage of points in the paint with right under 50%. And Alabama, the last team in the conference for points in the paint. Today, it's been a little bit of change in this first half.
Philon, a pull-up jumper. He's starting to get it going now.
To get some point production for themselves.
Philon. Akpara rips that rebound. Here's Ament. He's got Philon, the SEC's leading scorer, 22 a game, has 11. And he has the basketball, working on Estrella, takes it in, blocked by Akpara. Starts the run out for Tennessee. Back to Ament. Pull up at the elbow, perfect. That's 6-10.
Well, this is a really big lineup that Tennessee has in the game, and Ament playing the three. And Estrella and Akpara rotating over from the weak side. You see the length impacting things on the defensive end.
Oh, what a tough shot by Philon.
Line it up from the outside.
Falls by 2. Philon. That won't drop out of bounds. It'll be Tennessee. 8 points in the first half. His Alabama career high the 2 seasons he was here in Tuscaloosa. Ament just rips that rebound away. Ament bumped in the paint, spins at the logo, got it. Boy, Tennessee is feeling it now.
Well, that's where you see that size, at 6'10". Ament able to regather his composure and elevate over the top. And there's Labaron Philon on the continue of finding each other, their passing ability, the spacing in the paint. And if you can have that type of interior tandem, it's going to be really good over top of the contest. Giving him an angle plays into the freshman's advantage.
Just takes it himself. That won't go. Tapped around. Bull takes it. Bull Bowen with his 3rd rebound. Corner 3. Got it! Latrell Reitzel.
Well, the pace of this game has started to pick up for Alabama. And Labaron Philon turning down a good shot for a great shot. Passes it over to Reitzel, and he lines up a corner 3. Freshman on freshman in this matchup.
Ament had it blocked by Bediako. Stays alive. 5 on the shot clock. Gillespie slices through the lane. Bediako the rebound.
Than that, you talk about high quality. Jalen Carey carving out deep position in that paint right there and just going up with a muscle move.
Philon. Abram will hand it off to Ament. Estrella back to Ament. Nate at the window, get a little bump. Tennessee bench wanted a foul on the bump, but Ament will take the basket.
So impressive. At 6'10", as he's able to do so many things on the court, it's like a guard. And there's another elite.
Just made me think of that. At some point, he's going to realize that he is the go-to guy.
Well, it takes time. And oftentimes, when you're a freshman that's coming right in a talented program, as Tennessee has been consistently in recent memory, you come in and oftentimes you'll defer to others. But he's a guy that has to get a lot of shots, and he's starting to play so efficiently that the volume of shots that he gets, Alabama's offense in the half court's got to get a little bit more flow. It's been stagnant. It's creating turnovers for Tennessee.
Gillespie quickly back down the floor. Abram for 3. Got it!
And there's the defense, the offense. And Abram getting the easy look.
Tennessee looked a little bit like Alabama on that possession.
Well, it's a great time to shoot the 3.
Philon, step back. Oh, is that
10 in orange? Nate Ament growing up right in front of us.
He has now matched his young career high of 23 with an ankle. He's got some sort of leg issue back. He's still on the baseline. Philon, step back 3. Short. Millette the rebound.
And Millette makes all the other string of wins to give them a good position to win the SEC.
Philon working on Estrella and a whistle.
Really puts a lot of pressure on the defense to be decisive. And it puts you at bay from not playing too physical because he can draw the foul to get to the free throw line.
Philon again leads this team in free throw attempts. by a substantial margin. 73% at the line. Labaron, 24 points. He is a perfect 8 out of 8 at the free throw line. 13 games of 20-plus points this year. Now, of course, last year, different dynamic in the backcourt with Alabama.
And Bediako is here, and he's delivering.
Like Nate Oates told us today, like his argument is there are so many European players who have been playing professionally for a number of seasons that just show up and start playing.
So you can tell he's worked on that move. He understands he gets in that mid-post. He has the advantage.
And a foul on Estrella. Philon at the free throw line. Now 9 of 10 at the stripe. Boy, we have a great Big Monday doubleheader for you on ESPN and the ESPN app. Chance to see Wooden Award frontrunner Cameron Boozer leading number 5 Duke as they host Ryan Conwell and 23rd ranked Louisville. That'll come your way at 7 o'clock Eastern. Then Koa Pete, and undefeated number 1 Arizona. A unanimous number 1.
Cole Bowen, as Nate Oates is yelling at Philon, keep the ball and go to work. Cole Bowen shooting a fadeaway in the corner.
Philon. Philon in and out.
These are the moments in Alabama's going to have to figure out a way to manufacture some points. You're not able to lean on having 2 of your really good contributors this season with Amari Allen and Aiden Holloway out of the roster, but Tennessee playing poised in this half-court execution, and I look for the ball to go to Ament to operate.
Gillespie high off the window. Reitzel with the rebound off to Philon. Sherrell will line up a 3. Got it! The big man!
Been a thorn in the side of their opponents, and Tennessee in recent moments has really been able to take advantage of Alabama.
Philon misses everything. Gillespie with the basketball. 2 minutes to go in this one. 4-point Tennessee lead. They trailed by 10 in the first half. Estrella to Okpara. Nate Ament with a career-high 29.
Really good false motion on those flex cuts, but this is what Tennessee wants. Gillespie.
Oh, he just kicked it out of bounds, and this is
his pressure as the guards for Texas A&M are denying, not allowing Alabama to get it up with ease.
Reitzel got away with a push there. Rebound hauled in by Marcus Hill. And Hill takes it coast to percent from 3 in league games. Already his 2nd of the night. Philon, baseline pass. Bediako's first points of the night.
The inside in this lineup is where Alabama can have a little bit of an advantage, but they're going to have to get it done efficiently on those dump-offs and then attack on offensive rebounding.
Griffin, the former Alabama star who was a major piece in Alabama's run to the Final Four in 2024 offline. Allen a 3. Philon. Moletcore 3. Can't respond. Bediako taps the offensive board. And a fresh 20 for Alabama. Have not seen a shot attempt by Philon till now, and the floater is good.
It's one of those possessions you might want to have back.
Well, that was stripped by Philon. Excellent defense, 3-on-1. And
really operate well.
Josh Holloway drills a 3. He's averaging less than 2 points per game in league play. Philon off the bounce, given a little bit more room than he.
And you get an opportunity to play, and this freshman Jemison is making the most of his time. That's a beautiful designed action. And it was created from the turnover that they had. And plays like that can change the momentum of the game.
Philon short. Griffin drills a
3-minute game of this activity. This possession is really big coming after the break for the Tide.
Philon had that tipped by AG, scooped up in the lane, a veteran player.
It's the many facets of the game that Texas A&M is effective. And they took their time right there to get a good look.
Philon.
Charles Bediako, they're sitting back in drop coverage. And this Texas A&M squad is really good of identifying what they need to do to be effective. And there you see Holloway pulling up in the mid-range.
For Texas A&M, 9 points, including that 3.
He's come right in and made a big difference.
Largest lead of the night for Texas A&M. Philon set back by Vince.
Have their head down and try to dribble through the press. But if you pivot and look and try to advance it by way of the pass, you can be much more effective.
Extra pass by Dominguez, and
he had to keep his poise and continue to keep the pressure on for the Aggies.
Former JUCO All-American who's made 2 other stops on his way to College Station. A dog, in the words of Bucky McMillan, and there is Philon. Alabama had just 3 fouls in the first half. They have 6 in the opening 3.5 minutes of the second half. One more, A&M will shoot free throws for the rest of the game. Josh Holloway.
It's clear.
Pop Isaacs to Deba. Isaacs for 3. Knocks it in for A&M. Teams both rank inside the top 15 nationally in 3-point attempts and makes. Alabama averaging 35 attempts a game. Philon rattles that one out. And
backing down for anyone, and Clements ripping out that jump ball. The possession back to the Aggies.
Backdoor feed. Isaacs missed.
It's coming down 5-on-4. They're able to take the advantage.
In this game between A&M and the state of Alabama, and of course this program with Rylan Griffin. Millett from downtown.
Froze the defender and gave him the space that he needed to knock that shot down.
Millett knocks in a response. Place to play. You've got a top 25 Arkansas team at home coming up down the stretch. Inside Sherrell, rejected by Griffin, but
your attitude to get the ball inbounds, and you have to want the ball. And then when you get it, can you play through the physicality for the entire shot clock and find a quality shot?
2 to shoot. Philon had to hoist, and he hits. Philon driving on Clements. Walled off, still 10 to shoot. Allen off the bounce. Kick out. Philon from downtown. To go along with 15 points. Philon, step through, kiss off the window. Tonight, here is Jakari Lane on the handoff. There was some contact there, no call. Allen, Philon, Reitzel on the drive. Floater is good.
Physicality.
Philon on the drive, takes it right in. A 21-point performance for Rashawn Agee. Philon back the other way. Left it short. Bodies on the deck for the ball.
In against Alabama. All 5 of the Alabama Crimson Tide can shoot and will shoot the threes. Want to go down low. Swain, the left, and that's a 0-2 in conference play. Can they get enough defensive stops and stay in front of the ball? A huge concern for Sean Miller to start this game.
Alabama under Nate Oates has always been one of the most prolific offensive teams in the country. Sherrell changes everything, both on the offensive glass and defensively with the block potential. Bad pass here, Swain. Pretty play to Pope, reverse, no good. Jordan Pope struggles continue. Holloway, 3 for Sherrell, why not? Bang! Titus has it. He's quickly triple teamed. Heidi's a good three-point shooter, but short there. Swain had it and lost it. Philon. Blocked from behind. No good for the freshman, and we get Doug moving the ball a little better than they did in their loss against Vanderbilt.
Yeah, 9 assists against Vanderbilt, which is a low under Nate Oates. And if you're Alabama in this game tonight, you cannot let Vanderbilt beat you twice. Put that thing behind you, because Texas comes in, I think, with a desperate effort. No win so far.
Philon, a floater. They've gotten all their points either in the paint, and they've also made 2 out of 3 from deep. They get a 5-point cushion.
Yeah, Texas 0-2 in conference play. You expect, and Nate Oates told his team the same thing today, you're going to get the best version of Texas early in this game.
Texas has really tried hard to get the ball inside. Loose pass. Philon is
an Alabama offense that's seen it all.
Again, Labaron Philon appears to be healthy after playing only 19 in his last game. With all those body cramps, he missed a 3, and all of a sudden
knocking down those 15-footers.
20 more points for him today, right?
Yeah.
Bama missed their last 3 three-point field goal attempts. So Philon came in and
Nate Oates told me about his offense, but watch those corners, man, to always be filled. And that's why you see that percentage of shots taken from there.
Good deflection there. Just to sum it up, they're 3 of 5 on corner threes tonight, 1 of 4 from head on. Tremont Markoff to a very fast start. He's got 11, hangs. Oh, what a shot! From Sampson's Houston's teams were saying we couldn't stay in front of that guy.
No doubt.
Largest lead of the night for Texas, 27-21. Corner 3, Philon, no good. They don't have a ton of depth. They need their starters to give them minutes. Mark likes this matchup, though, if Philon goes over him and he comes up short.
Side to side, forcing Alabama to say, do I really want to guard in this game or not?
3 turnovers in the game total. Wiltshire, no, I think Pope
will tell you he's their best overall athlete, and that just summed it up right there. Known as a shooter, but man, in 2 bounces of the ball and to the back side of the rim.
Easy one for Philon in the paint.
Ravi, it's easy, yes, but it's not the shots that Nate Oates wants. Forcing Alabama to take 6 to 8 footers. Great game plan defensively by Texas.
Heidi's a Purdue transfer a couple years, and you just saw him use all of his physical gifts for that dunk. Weaver all the way to the basket, and the Longhorns with an early statement here in the first half.
That defensive play sums up so far this first 20 minutes.
Largest lead, Sherrill. Yes, sir.
Right now, and he'll break it down for you. He knows, man.
And supporting his point about Titus and the way you're using him, it's emphasized by the play of Traore tonight, who's been outstanding in a backup role. And there he is grabbing an offensive rebound. No breathing room on the three-point line for any of them on this trip down.
I haven't watched every Texas game, but this is the best defensive half they've had this season.
How many times have we seen a late shot, clock shot, Philon fadeaway two?
Hey, that's fine. I almost applaud if I'm Sean Miller. We guarded our tails off, and we made them take a tough 2 with a short clock. Now, can you hang on to this lead that you've worked your tails off for 18 minutes to build is the question.
Alabama has won 23 in a row against unranked teams in this building. Swain's deep, good help from Philon.
This game, at least momentum.
Yep. Weaver, very good defense. Philon forced into a tough shot on those 2 possessions later when they went back and, in a sense, turned back the clock. It gave them all those free throws. They had a lead of 11 at one point, down to 1 as we begin half number 2. And Swain with a nice drive with the left.
That's how they start. You expect that would change, right?
You think. Mark was outstanding, as we talked about. He didn't have more than 1 field goal in the last 5 minutes. Yeah. Offensive rebound and a hustle play by Cam Heidi.
Quicker to the ball, just wanted it more. You talk about an explosive athlete as a shooter. It is Cam Heidi.
Holloway lost it. They'll settle. Philon 3. He's been off tonight, and a rebound for Texas, if anybody.
Yeah.
Philon, he's dribbling through it. Pope is going to pick up a foul.
But Ravi, when Alabama's pounding the ball, that's not Alabama offense. They don't want possessions where there's one ball screen, a second ball screen, a third ball screen. That ball's got to be hot and move, and it's not so far to start this second half.
Yeah, early in the game, they were whipping it around here.
They were. You got to throw
threes.
Yeah, you got to throw strikes and fastballs to like your favorite sport.
Philon dribbling it down low. Great defense by Pope. He may have taken an elbow, but they're going to call it. They'll send Philon to the line. So Philon hasn't taken a free throw. Holloway has 7 of his 9 points from the free throw line. Another tremendous ESPN women's basketball tripleheader Sunday afternoon. Jimmy, number 22 North Carolina and Notre Dame at 1 Eastern. Then 12th ranked LSU gets the 2nd ranked Longhorns. And the afternoon wraps with Duke and Stanford and Palo Alto. How about Jordan Lee for Texas, who has seen her average go up to 15 points a game, and she was scoring about 1 last year. And against ranked teams, she's at 17, and she's a pre-med student.
I think you can make a case for Texas to be ranked number 1 instead of UConn. I'm okay either way, but Texas actually has 2 top 5 wins. UConn none.
Boy, Pope was wide open, and he.
Ravi, as a defender, your chest matters. Man, your chest matters, and Texas has knocked it out of the park in that part of the game so far.
Alabama 6 of 19. Pull up from the free throw line. Mark no good. Follows it. Look at Weaver win the battle on the ground. They got 4 on 2. Weaver denied there. Bowen. And an easy one on the other end for Philon. Wow.
Man, has he answered the bell.
He's got 22. The question, can Alabama win without Philon and Holloway making a 3? They're combined 0 for 6.
Keep his balance and throw a soft high school hairy pass to Camden High, just stepping into a 3.
Philon will have a chance for
hate between BYU and Utah. That's one worth staying up for. DeBanza certainly is. Number 1 and 2 pick might be in the Big 12. DeBanza and Darren Peterson from Kansas. I think they square off against each other later this month in Lawrence.
Yeah, that's a one-on-one must-watch. Just Pope's too strong, but another offensive rebound. Titus doing his work, no good. And now a couple of tied players have it, and Weaver gets whistled. 8-point game. Pope's been outstanding with 22. Mark has been very quiet in the second half. 16 in the game, but nearly all of them in the first half.
That dribble hold again by Pope.
Can't get it to go. Bowen, a star in the last game against Tennessee, playing big minutes again tonight. Philon tries to get the foul against Titus, can't get it to go. Look at the offensive rebound. There's a corner 3. Too strong. And Mark's got a run out.
Good job by Bowen to sprint back and square up Mark in transition. Not easy to do.
One-on-one, Titus against Sherrill. He lost it. Philon draws the contact, no call, but he gets it. And immediately Alabama went on a 9-3 run. Difficult shot in traffic. And here they come, that 155-mile-an-hour machine, Philon. Sherrill gets it.
That's a good no call. There's going to
defensive glass by Amari Allen.
Build a wall, stop the ball.
He did. Great job. And here he tries to absorb a blow, and Swain rips the rebound. Mark, good defense, still threw it up. Swain, offensive rebound and in.
Just outworked Alabama. I mean, Tremark brought that thing with force, but Swain got right in front of the rim, carved out space. A huge get back.
17 offensive rebounds. Titus will get the foul.
Second half at Knoxville, and he had about 48 hours to get his guys right. Big time coaching job by Sean Miller. I don't know if they're going to close it out or not, but man, what a response.
Yeah, and the free throw to sit through that.
Yeah.
The officials, could have realized that right away and not gone through the process. Philon knocks down the free throw. It's a 2-point look.
They're actually helping Texas because it just deadens the energy in the building.
Yeah. Philon, difficult pass that was broken up. Weaver is chasing Holloway all over the place. Philon goes downhill and lays it up and in. Terrific play with the left.
Not hard body full help. It's kind of a hand help, and Swain just rips right through that hand help.
Remember, Jimmy, Pope and Swain each playing with 4 fouls. Philon, and that's good defense there. He was looking at.
You got to keep an eye on them. They have plenty of time. Their out-of-bounds passer is a very dangerous spot.
Instead, it's an easy one, a 3-point play. And that one is way off from Vokatitis. 4-point game. Philon, triple team leaves open. The 3-point shot, and it is.
Texas just square them up right now. Alabama is so good at those blow-by drive. They don't make banana drive. They are straight-line dudes downhill.
Philon open 3, no. And it's Mark ahead.